This engine sounds so good with this exhaust and everything. I did not expect it to sound as good as it does. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's been a long time coming. It's been a little bit over a year since we started this build for this client. And as you can see, I just took it for my first little test drive. This thing sounds, feels, drives, rides, brakes amazing. It is going to be a monster. I mean, it's 525 horse, but I did not expect it to be as ballsy as it is. Jeff, I hope you're ready for a learning curve, because you're going to have to learn how to drive this thing, or it's going to take control and do what it wants to do. It's a beast. So let's go over what we got, what we've done, and what is still left to do. So if you're new to the channel, this is a 1971 GTO. As far as I can remember, the client had it built somewhere else. He is from Maryland. We are in Lakeville, Massachusetts. He brought it to us because he saw some of our vehicles at Barrett-Jackson. He had this restored. It wasn't a numbers matching car as far as I know, but it was a Pontiac 400, I believe TH350, 100% stock suspension, all restored, 100% stock brakes, all restored. Same with the interior. Engine, I think, only had engine and transmission only had 3,000. This whole build had 3,000 miles on it. And then he just decided he wanted to go 100% in the other direction and contacted us. So what we have done for this, we kept the stock frame. We didn't go roadster shop on this, but this has a full front to rear RideTech suspension. Coilovers, the whole 9 yards. Has full booster. Actually, this has a Performance Online master and booster, but other than that, everything in the brake system is Wilwood's. We got 6-piston in front and 4-piston in the rear. These are 18-inch, I forget who they are, US mags. Bandit wheels, I believe, and they are made to kind of emulate the stock style. Oh, hey, what a time for the refrigeration unit to start. They're made to emulate the factory rally wheels. So as you can see our Wilwoods in there. These are 275/40 18s on the rear, and I believe 245. Let's take a look here. Yes, 245/45 18s on the front. The top is here. This is getting changed to a black top. He's getting rid of the white top. I think it's going to look killer with the way we did the wheels, tires, all that, with the black accents on the wheels. I do like the white top, but I think the black top's going to look better. Inside, we have most of an interior in. We are still waiting for TMI to send us the carpet, and I believe the seats as well. I think we're waiting for all that. And then the rear seats, I think, are getting re-covered to match the TMI fronts. But other than that, stock dash trim, Dakota Digitals. It's a retro auto sound radio, vintage air Gen 5 heat and AC. This entire thing, well, we'll get to the drivetrain first, and then we'll talk about powertrain management. So give me 1 second to open the hood. All right, hood is open. And as I said, a lot still to finish. As you can see, there's no air intake pipe, so that's one of the things that's on the list. This is a GM crate motor, 525 horse LS3, backed by a 6L80, and all of this is controlled by a Terminator X Max with 6L80 control, and we also integrated in Dakota Digital's, I forget what they call their cruise control system, but it's in there and it works, and it's fabulous. It's fantastic. Billet Specialties front drive, Entropy radiator. Still have to make my upper radiator mount, and that's about it. Just done a lot of stuff to try to keep the engine bay as open and clean as possible. We are getting rid of the factory wiper motor. If you look a few videos back, I did an install from a company on our 1972 Chevelle. I believe it's Rain Gear Wiper Systems. It hides the wiper motor up in the cowl and gives you a flat block-off plate there. Greatly cleans up that whole area. Like, can you imagine not having that there and just having a flat panel? It looks so much better. Optima battery. All my wiring is tucked and neat and in the wheel wells, along with all of my HVAC stuff. Front to rear, this entire car is LED. It's got Holley retro brights for headlights and low beams, or sorry, high beams and low beams, and all the lights, depending on where they are, your main 1156, 1157 bulbs, we use the Holley LED retro bulbs. 194 stuff, we get stuff from Super Bright LEDs. Let's take a look at the back. So not much to see here, but you can see we've got our tank sink, fuel injected tank. We have our 2.5-inch exhaust all the way back to factory style tips, triple chrome plated bumper, and you can just barely see under there the big honking 9-inch with a 370 rear gear set, also from RideTech. That was part of the whole bolt-in system. But as I said, it's been a little bit over a year on this build, and we still have a bunch to go, a ton of fit and finish, but we are to the point where we can drive it now. So why don't we go do that? All right, guys, it is 4 o'clock. It's a couple hours later because I had a bunch of stuff I needed to do. It's a little bit cooler out too, actually, but let's go for a drive. I'll be fully honest with you. There's going to be rattles, there's going to be noises. The majority of them, there's a couple of buzzes I got to get rid of back there. The majority of the rattles and noises will be gone with the entire interior back in. But we are also running on Holley's bass tune. I've tweaked the timing a little bit, tweaked the fueling a little bit, set up my drive-by wire stuff, all that good stuff. So there may be a hiccup here or there. she gets up and goes. A little bit of those shift flares, that needs to be tuned. That buzz, that's gonna annoy me until I get rid of that. I don't know what to do with my hand because there's no shift knob. But this thing runs, drives awesome, rides awesome. We're currently, I've had it idling, so it's about 200, but it's quickly approaching the 195 cutoff for my high speeds down to my low speed fans. I am low on fuel as well too, so we're gonna make this a short drive. But all in all, these RideTech suspensions that I've been putting in are friggin' awesome. This thing handles awesome, it's smooth. I have the shocks set literally at 50% dampening right now. I usually set them in a neutral area that feels good, and then I let the customer make the final decision on that stuff. It goes, and it makes all the cool noises. But got a couple small little door rattles. These doors have to come completely apart because we are putting 4 new power window motors in all the 4 windows. Plenty of oil pressure. You're also not going to see any crazy full throttle stuff. This is a brand new crate motor. We're still breaking it in. Still got break-in oil in it. So I'm taking it somewhat easy on it. Not going to be a wuss, but I'm not going to be redlining the thing. This engine sounds so good with this exhaust and everything. I did not expect it to sound as good as it does. I do like the way that cop, as soon as he was done with that guy, immediately looked at the muscle car going down the road. You're also not going to get any full throttle stuff because we're on Pilot Sport P4S tires, and it's, I don't know, 35, 40 degrees out right now. Not much traction. But for a first ride, this is pretty good. I'm totally happy. Nothing jumps out like, oh crap, I gotta take care of this. Besides random squeaks. Let's see. There you go, that's cruise control. So now it's gonna control itself until I hit the brake, which I'm going to because we're coming up to a light here and I don't trust this guy that's got his directional on. Alright, so we'll turn it on again. Cruise control's on. We're at 43 miles an hour. We'll get down this hill and you'll hear it'll ramp the throttle up a little to get it. I have to turn that sensitivity down so it's not as aggressive ramping the throttle up. That's one of the settings I haven't gotten into yet, but the Dakota Digital Velocity Cruise Control, you can tune it Bluetooth through your phone. So that's pretty awesome. Guy in that Corvette had his top down. I should probably put the top down in this, but I'm not a psycho because it's still cold. Alright, so we're going to pull a loop over here and turn around and then drive back to the shop because I don't want to push my luck just yet. It has been an easy, successful test drive, but I want to do a few of these before I start going for any longer drives. I do like that I kept the hood tachometer functional. Yeah, make some cool noises. And this thing cruises. With this 6L80, you get all the overdrives, and it's smooth. There's no vibration from tires or brakes or driveline or anything, so this thing is going to be awesome on the boulevard and on the highway. Sounds so good. And if you're wondering, the combination is just the 525 horse LS3. These are the hooker cast manifolds and 2.5 inch all the way back into MagnaFlows with an H-pipe. Cruise control. This thing is going to be awesome once we get all our TMI stuff in and we can finish the interior. But none of that is me. That is all the cruise control. That's awesome. I kind of like that system. I was a little apprehensive about it at first. And you can integrate it instead of using this switch into your factory switch if you have one, which this does. But we are replacing this column with an I Did It one that does not have the option. So that's why we wanted to do this switch right here. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm going to turn it off though. Impressed with this whole car, this whole setup. Chassis, brakes, powertrain, everything just feels right. But falls right back down to its idle, so the Holley's doing a good job. Just needs a lot of fine-tuning. All my gauges look good, besides that fuel gauge that's telling me I got low fuel. I got my heat on. Test out those brakes and they were great. Oh, sounds so good. We'll roll the windows down since we're in the industrial park now. I'll be honest, I really was not expecting this exhaust system, this whole setup, to sound as good as it does on this car. so that was our little test drive, because I am at about 1/8 of a tank of gas, so I gotta get gas tomorrow. But it's been a long time coming, and it's finally together and driving on its own power, and sounds good, feels good, all that kind of good shit. So I'm happy. One more car that much closer to being done. Just gotta get a rug in here and a seat back there, and finish the dash and do this and all 4 window motors, and hey, the list goes on. But you know, it's part of the fun of it. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.